Traditional wrestling is one of the oldest sports in the Gambia and its festivities are common occurrence. Adam Jallo, a female wrestling promoter in the Gambia, tells iAfrica TV that wrestling can go forward when there is support from both the wrestlers and their supporters. Amanda tells us more.
Dance and music, traditionally tied to village activities, are still important today. A display of this is usually seen during wrestling contests and celebrations. However, in the Gambia, wrestling is more than just sport and entertainment. It is crucial to culture, and celebrating it is a sign of unity. Wrestling is organized to reflect on some of the most deeply rooted ideals of the societies that support it. A female wrestling promoter, Adama Jallo, says wrestlers should be willing to wrestle each time they are called upon.
A promoter will just invest money on a wrestling game, but one of the things that can make a wrestling game forward is a supportive wrestler. If the wrestler comes to wrestle, the game will go forward, but when he comes just to sit down and do nothing, the game won't go forward because no one will waste their resources and time to buy his ticket. To be honest, this is not a nice thing. Buying a ticket and the game not unfolding is not right at all. What we want is a brave wrestler that will not be afraid of his opponent so that the game will happen.
She, however, urges the government and non-governmental institutions to come forward to finance wrestling.
Wrestling in the country is in the hands of the supporters, and there is nothing wrong with that. We have many institutions in this country, but they are not very supportive when it comes to sponsoring wrestling events. Part of the reason why Senegal, our neighboring country, is moving forward with wrestling is because of its supportive companies present. We have only one main sponsor that is taking lead in sponsoring almost all our wrestling games. That company alone is not strong enough to be sponsoring all the wrestling games in this country. We are pledging on all sponsors to come out and help the wrestling fraternity in this country.
Wrestling involves each opponent grabbing the other's trunks at the start of the bout. Gambian wrestling seems to have evolved as a modified version of real combat techniques. Traditional warriors defeated their opponents by carrying them overhead and throwing them on the ground with great force, preferably on their back. Over time, this sport has taken new developments in which some form of boxing has been introduced into the sport as it is today. Reporting for iAfrica News, I am Amindao.
A Gambian female wrestling promoter urges for support of wrestling in the Gambia.